from the Leather Bottle in London, and we've got a huge night of football ahead of us. West Ham taking on Spurs at the London Stadium, Smithy.
Yeah, and we've got a great show. Let's go and meet the guests.
We certainly do. Hello. This is how we burst you in that, isn't it? No, he is a comedian, an actor, and a writer, a multi-talented man, and also a huge West Ham fan. It's Tom Davis. Hello.
Hello, literally huge.
Literally, 6'7" we found earlier, wasn't it?
Wow.
Right, we're going to catch up with him.
Cheer for Tom Davis, come on.
We're going to catch up with him a little bit later on in the show, Smithy.
Next up, a guest that I'm very excited about is over 300 games for Tottenham, scorer of the fastest ever Premier League goal. It is ex-Spurs captain and full England international. It's Ledley King! And not only that, we've got a prize for you guys watching at home. A signed Sky Sports ball has been signed by both guests, Ledley King and Tom Davis. All you've got to do is tag a mate in the comment section below and we will pick a winner at random. Woodsy?
Oh, God. I'm so glad I got that. Not only that, we're also running a Twitter poll, so you can go to @SoccerAM, have a look at the poll that we're running. It's a simple question. Who's going to win the Premier League, Spurs or Chelsea? Pretty sure I know which one Smithy's going to go for. Speaking of Smithy, over to you.
Thanks very much, Laura. Now, please say we can cross live to the London Stadium where Alan Smith is pitchside. Smudger, how are you?
Very good, thank you.
Now, obviously, you are pitchside at the famous stadium. Can we get a little pan from your cameraman to have a look at what is going on right now?
Yeah, not a great deal, to be honest with you. The coaches have been out, put the cones down, the balls. We've got Jimmy over there. Give us a wave, Jimmy. There he is. He's an absolute legend of West Ham. He's been here 80 years. You've been working for West Ham, haven't you, Jim?
Jimmy, what a legend. Alan, big game
still
for Spurs.
early days, still early days.
Big game for Spurs in the title race tonight. How important psychologically is it that they're playing before Chelsea? Do you think that'll have a big impact?
I mean, it can only help if they win, can't it? Brings them within 1 point and just turns up the pressure a little bit. Obviously, Chelsea got Middlesbrough on Monday night and you'd expect them to win it, but you never know. I mean, they haven't been only 1 point ahead, have they, for a long, long time. So, one or two injuries we hear within the Chelsea camp. Kante, David Luiz. So Spurs have just got to do what they've got to do, and what they've done the last 9 games, 9 wins on the trot. They've got to make it 10 here, simple as that.
Alan, Spurs have the best record in London derbies in terms of the Premier League this season. West Ham have the worst. Do you think that'll be a factor tonight?
Only one winner, isn't there? West Ham. I mean, that's football, isn't it? You can never count on anything, really. But listen, when you can compare the two teams, never mind about London derbies, there's a big gap between Tottenham and West Ham. It's been a difficult season for the Hammers in their new home, the whole Dimitri Payet issue, and they've had a lot of injuries. But the fact that, Tottenham have just beaten Arsenal and beaten them handsomely, I mean, it's the perfect way to go into another London derby. And if you were a betting man, which I'm not, you would put your money on them, wouldn't you? Because they're in fantastic form. Fantastic form. They really are. They'll be full of confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you're standing in that all-new stadium. How much of a struggle can it be for teams moving to new stadiums? Because Spurs have all that to come, don't they?
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, Slaven Bilic was talking about it, Laura, wasn't he? And it has been difficult. Spurs will be hoping it's a little easier for them than it has been here. Arsenal have experienced difficulties when they went to the Emirates. For the fans, you know, they're sitting next to people that they weren't before quite often. The singing sections are broken up. It doesn't feel like home for those fans. And as players, you can sense that at times. And the added thing here, which won't be the case at Tottenham, is that the fans are a long way from the pitch in most areas of the ground. At Spurs, it's going to be quite tight, and that's definitely going to help the atmosphere. But no, it will be a challenge for Tottenham, as it will be, of course, next season at Wembley for them.
Alan, it is always lovely to speak to you. Thank you very much for spending some time talking to us. Now, Carlin gave us 4 tickets for tonight's game, and instead of just giving them out, we decided to make it a little bit more difficult, didn't we, Smithy? So we led some clues to our viewers on social media and hid them in London, and here's how that went. Right, Smithy, we're here in Stratford Shopping Centre. We got here a little bit early, so we decided to sit down and have a bit of tea. Both green teas, both leather jackets.
Yeah, matching the jackets. We've got 4 tickets for West Ham Tottenham to give away.
Yes, we absolutely
So we're hoping people turn up.
Because if they don't, it'll be a bit of a rubbish feature, really.
Yeah.
Quite embarrassing as well.
Very nice.
Are you a West Ham fan? Are you a West Ham fan? Excuse me, sir, are you a West Ham fan?
No, I'm Arsenal fan.
Someone has to be.
Do you support West Ham? Do you want 4 tickets to the game?
Yes.
You do? Why are you walking away then?
Here they are, 4 tickets from our mates at Carling for West Ham versus Spurs. There you go. And we're going to put them underneath this ice cream van outside the stadium.
Don't get arrested, Smithy, whatever you do. Oh!
The tickets are there. The tickets have flown away. I'm missing one. There it is. I found it. Right, we should have thought of that. I'm going to weigh them down. The tickets are no longer in the ice cream van. They are near the ice cream van.
Oh my God, he's coming!
He found someone.
Look!
He looks like he wants the tickets.
He's a genuine West Ham fan! This
Right,
is amazing!
to the camera. What is your name?
Josh Green.
And what are you here for?
Oh, the tickets. I burnt some calories today, so.
We've got some devastating news for you. Someone has already picked up the tickets. I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm only joking. Look how happy he is.
Yes, Josh!
Congratulations,
Well done, Josh.
Josh.
Enjoy the game.
4 tickets with your mates.
Who are you?
Tom.
Tom! Have you come for the tickets
Josh's
as well?
mate?
Absolutely not.
Oh, no, mate!
Do you come for the tickets as well?
Yeah.
He's missed the boat by about 2 minutes.
Literally 2
Oh,
minutes! Josh, the question is, are you going to share your tickets or keep them?
Tom, I'd love to share my tickets.
Oh man.
Wait. Are you West Ham?
Yeah. Through and through.
Oh, this is amazing!
Tickets each.
You can have 2 tickets.
Oh, you.
I like the fact he doesn't know if he's a weirdo or not, but he's still giving him the tickets. I love that.
You guys are going to become very fast friends because you're going to be sat together in the stadium.
2
Oh, that
tickets
is
each, yeah?
lovely.
Right, just.
Slow.
Oh, no!
This is so popular, we just found someone else! You're his
Oh, I'm
ticket.
so sorry.
Oh, what do we do now? What is your name?
Ben.
Are you a West Ham fan?
I'm not white or so.
Oh, okay. Who do you support?
It doesn't count.
Billericay Town. Wow.
Best pub in the world.
Sorry, no, we can't have the tickets. See you later,
Oh,
mate.
have a good time at the game.
Enjoy the game, lads.
Bye-bye. I do have to apologise because I was rather overexcited in that BT, but it was a brilliant thing to do. Now, we mentioned him earlier on. It's Mr. Tom Davis. Everybody give it up for Tom Davis. Comedian, actor, writer. Gosh, you're talented. And let's talk about the year that you've had, because it's the 3rd series of Murder and Successful, and if you haven't seen it, you must go and watch it. And just sum up how exciting this year has been for you.
Yeah, it's been amazing, really. It's exploded. The show's sort of felt like it's gone to another level, really.
Yeah.
We've had amazing guests, obviously, over the years. This series with Martin Kemp, Lorraine and Pro Green. It's,
can see them behind
yeah,
you,
it's sort of, but yeah, it's, you know, a lot of big names now sort of getting into it. We've had amazing emails and texts from sort of the roars here of comedy, really. So, yeah, it feels like the breakthrough year.
Yeah. And how difficult is it for these celebrities going in? Because it's completely ad-lib. So you and your crew of actors know what's going to happen, have a rough guide of what's going to go on. But these guys don't know that much, and they have to walk in and completely go with what you say, right?
Yeah, pretty much. We just sort of, it's sort of all improv, really. I mean, we build the sort of show around the guest that's coming on. So Martin Kemp, he did like a period piece. It was like Ripper Street with Pro Green. We've done like a Marvel superhero show. But the whole thing is improv. We sort of fly by the seat of our pants, really. And it kind of makes the show what it is, I think, with the sort of the silliness and the giggling and yeah, it's great, man.
It does feel very real, actually. You do feel like you're privy to something very special when you watch it, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's a joy to make, and I think it's the most real that you can find those people to be, you know? I think you sort of, there's nowhere really for people to hide. They don't know what's coming. So there's sort of springing surprises on them all the time. You know, with, you know, most of them, like Lorraine Kelly shooting an AK-47, something I don't think you'd expect to see on most shows. So, yeah, it's pretty amazing.
They had Cammy on, and he's a friend of ours, obviously.
Yeah.
There's Cammy like you've never seen him before.
That was me and Cammy dressed as 2 prostitutes. To be honest with you, I said to the producer and the director, I was like, what do you think Cammy would do if we tried to get him in a dress? And they were like, he'd never do it, he'd never do it. And the costume people went to him and said, look, we've got this sparkly dress and a wig. And he literally had it on in seconds. And he was parading around like he was Julia Roberts for most of that. I think he took it home with him. Yeah.
Now, we have to talk about West Ham because you are obviously a massive West Ham fan. I just want you to tell us how it feels to be a West Ham fan at the moment.
Can I swear?
No, try not to. If you can. Do you have any words
It's pretty
left?
dire at the moment, if I'm honest. It's pretty. It's just a bit. It's a very difficult season with the move, to the new stadium and the promise after last year of building the club and signing bigger names, and to come out of it, with Cesar and Tor and Nordved, felt like a bit of a kick in the balls.
What you're saying there. This time last year there was a promise of Europe almost. Now this year you're teetering on the top of relegation zone, really, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, it did feel like last year we sort of would go toe to toe with anyone really. We could sort of almost a bit fearless. And this season it has been. You go, home to Swansea and you're going, oh God, I hope we can nick a draw out of this. So yeah, it's not been a great season, if I'm honest. And I don't know whether it's a new stadium or it's the board or it's the manager. And sort of openly speaking, I think there's elements of all of that. And I don't think the club's being run particularly well. I could be quite outspoken about it, but I'm on my tongue. It does feel like a massive step backwards.
We're going to talk a lot more about West Ham a little bit later on, but what I want to know right now is, what's your favourite dish?
Lasagna.
Lasagna. Yeah. Interestingly, Spurs fans don't like lasagna, and here's a reminder why.
The only way you can describe it, it was like an episode of Dream Team. Something crazy, something like that would happen on that, and you think, is this real? What's going on?
The team had been staying in this East London hotel. A lasagna some players had eaten was thought to be to blame.
Rio Coca, Benayoun! Yossi Benayoun may well have finished off Tottenham Hotspur's European Champions League dream once and for all.
I think looking at some of the players out there today, you could say there was certainly one in their game. 4 or 5 guys definitely working on par, but it's the nature of the game, unfortunately. We had to play it, so there you are.
The police were called in as Spurs tried in vain to have their game replayed.
There was theories that Arsenal had put a chef in the kitchen and was poisoning the food.
Arsenal's done it over us, and it's a shame, but you could tell that a few of them had food poisoning because Carrick and a few of them were out. It didn't look like we had it. Thank you. Come on, Europe!
Ledley, I've got to ask you about that. I mean, I was devastated as a Spurs fan, but you were involved. You were in the squad then. What was going on that day, Lasagna Gate?
Yeah, it was a strange day. I wasn't playing, surprise, surprise, injured. Right. But I remember travelling down to the game with Jermaine Genius.
Yeah. And
on the way we heard that the players were ill. But it wasn't until we got into the change room, once we saw everyone's faces, and you could tell how sick everyone was.
Yeah.
And, I can't imagine what it was like to go out and play, not having felt so ill. So, you left the game thinking, why us again? Why us? And it happened just to be Arsenal, the team that are waiting to pip us into full spot.
Right, let's move on from lasagna. Hopefully the Spurs players have not been eating lasagna today. We do not want to repeat that, literally. Ledley, right, it's time for your AMA. This is where, on our Snapchat, Soccer AM, we have given the viewers a chance to ask you absolutely anything. Let's have a look at the very first question that's come in for you.
So, hello. What was your best footballing moment in your career?
So this is on Snapchat, and that's from that boy Lucas. Now, I don't know if he's shy or he just doesn't know how to film, but he's not actually in vision. So, Lucas, he wants to know, what was your best ever footballing moment?
Okay. It would have to be winning the Carling Cup. A lot of people talk about the Carling Cup or the League Cup being the weakest of the cups, but it's not too often you get an opportunity to win something. So, for us to get our hands on that, still the highlight of my career, I would say.
And that was Spurs. That's the last Spurs trophy that they've won to this day.
Yeah,
I want to ask you about this. You're the captain here. Is Keno hogging a bit of the limelight here, lifting the trophy with you?
No, do you know what? Keno captained the team quite a bit that season, and I just thought it'd be right for us both to lift the cup if we was to win it. So,
so that was
my decision. Yeah.
Okay. So you're fine with that?
Yeah, I was fine with it. I'll let him have that.
Let's have a look at the next question.
Ledley, if there's one bit of advice you could give to a young player, what would it be?
That's better from Tom. This is in vision for that one. One bit of advice to becoming a professional footballer. What would it be?
I think practice. Keep practicing. Keep learning. I remember I was told as a young player that you can never rest on your laurels. On your ability alone. You've got to work as hard as possible. And I think when you look at most of the top players now, the talent is one thing, but they keep working. They keep improving, and you've got to improve. There's going to be players that are coming in to take your spot. So keep practicing, keep improving, never rest.
Good advice. Okay, let's have a look at the next question.
The best player you played against and the strongest player you played against.
Now that's from Oman Raja, who, as we all saw, is wearing an Arsenal shirt. I don't know if he was dabbing at the end of that. He's wearing an Arsenal shirt, so I think he's trying to preempt the answer. He wants to know the best player you played against and who was physically the strongest player.
Okay, the best was, unfortunately, Thierry Henry.
There he is. You came up against him many times in, obviously, North London derby.
Yeah, many times. And, you know, for me, what set him apart was he was able to go into different positions of the pitch and cause havoc. You know, we've seen the goal where he scores from... He runs from his own penalty box. Yeah. Once someone like that gets ahead of steam, you know, there's no stopping them. But you know, Thierry Henry for me was the best striker that I ever played against. Strongest, that's a tough one. There's a few strong players out there. I think Shearer was
he physically
very strong, strong legs, strong arms. Kevin Davis was another one.
Really?
Yeah. When I used to play against him, it was always physical. It was either you was fouling him or he's fouling you.
Right,
every time you got near the ball, it was one of them.
Mainly him fouling you, I imagine.
Mainly him fouling. Yeah.
Interesting on the Thierry Henry thing. Thierry Henry described you as one of the best defenders he ever played against, and the only defender to get the ball off me without fouling, and that's some praise from Thierry.
It is, yeah. Especially when, you know, there's a big gap between the two teams at the time. So, you know, for him to say that was great.
Okay, next question.
What were your emotions when you scored that 10-second goal against Bradford?
Again, another shy fan. And Susie isn't behind there. He did ask, though, I think, not that I could see him, he did ask what was going through your head when you scored the fastest, still to this day, the fastest ever, there it is, Premier League goal. 10 seconds against Bradford in 2000.
Yeah.
Still stands to this day.
Yeah. To be honest, shocked. I was shocked. I was playing in midfield that day, so... you know, I think why it's going to be difficult to beat is because most teams go backwards when they keep the ball, and they keep the ball from kick-off. You know, we just lumped it into their half. They headed it down. I picked up the bits and shot, and it took a big deflection. So I'm not too proud about the goal. I don't want anyone to watch the goal. Just know that the record's there, but don't check up on the goal.
So don't check up the goal. But still to this day it stands. That's quite nice, isn't it?
It is nice. It is
brilliant. Thanks very much, guys. Ledley King. Right, later on in the show, later on in our second show, shall I say, Ledley King will be going up against Tom Davis in our emoji quiz. But before then, I went to meet Hollywood star Michael Rooker to see how well he knows his emojis.
Who is that footballer? What is that? Say what you see.
Golden Boy.
It's not Golden Boy. What is that? It's a trophy that you can win.
Yeah, it's some sort of thing that people win when they want to stand naked with no clothing.
This is the easy one. What is that called? It's not a BAFTA.
That's Joshua.
It's not a Joshua. It's
Peter.
No, it's not Peter.
Oscar, right?
Oscar. That's it. There we go. We're up and running. 1 out of 1. Right, they get harder. So what you've got to do is say what you see.
They get harder than that. Fish.
Fishing. But what is that?
Fishing. Oh, a pole.
Not a pole. Similar.
A stick.
Not a stick. If you go fishing, you use a
rod.
Rod. Yes. Rod. What is that?
Rod leg. Knee.
Knee. Yes. So his first name is Rodney. Here we go.
Rodney Brick.
No.
Wall.
Yes.
Rodney Wall.
What is that? What card is that?
It's a spade.
It's not a spade. It's a
ace.
Yes. So put it together. You've got. You've got it. Put it together.
Rodney Wall card.
No. What specific card is it? Rodney Wall.
Rodney Wall.
Ace. Rodney Wallace. Yes, there we go. Right, a much easier one. What do you call that? That is a cup of...
Coffee.
Not coffee, similar.
Tea.
Yeah, but what did you call it in America? A cup of... I'm going for a cup of...
Joe.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Joe. And what is that?
Joe Rock.
No, it's a mineral. Oh. Yes. So put it together. What have you got?
Joe Cole.
Joe Cole. There we go. England International. Michael Rooker, you're flying. Right. God help me with this one. What is this? Say what you see. What is that?
I. Door.
Idor is his first name.
Idor. That's his first name?
First name, Idor.
Idor.
Yeah.
Thumbs.
Well, it's sort of not bad, but...
good.
Yes, Idor, good.
Good. Toilet.
Yeah, but in America, you sit on the...
Commode?
I sit on the...
I don't know.
You don't know?
It's whispered. I'll never know.
John.
Oh, the John?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
You sit on the John, don't you? I mean, I never knew that until...
I hardly ever do that.
No, I mean, it's irrelevant whether you do that.
So I door, good John, son.
Yes, so put it together.
I door, good John, the sparkling thing is the sun.
Idol Good Johnson, yeah.
Johnson.
You a big fan of his?
Good Johnson.
American Football International, this man. What's that? What colour's that?
Grey.
Yes, grey.
Ham.
Yes, grey ham.
Grey ham.
What is that?
Zoo.
Yes, zoo. This is going to be...
I'm getting better.
You can get... What's that?
Water.
Yeah, but specifically, it's...
Waves.
No, but not that specifically. It's...
Ocean, waves.
Similar, ocean, but it's the... I'm going to go for a trip to the side.
Seas.
Yes, so...
So grey ham, zoo, side.
No, Graham Zusi. Michael, that is all we have time for, which is lucky, having looked at the next card, because we would have got absolutely nowhere. Thank you for your time. How much did you enjoy that?
What a bloke!
What was he doing with your hand?
It was the longest handshake I've ever had.
let go.
It actually cut off before he let go of my hand.
Are you serious?
I don't know what was going on.
Look.
But he's still holding my hand here.
Really loving that, isn't he?
But we did get on very well, Laura. Yeah.
Absolutely loving that
Lovely
chat
guy.
with you, which is really surprising to me. Actually.
Yeah. Right, we've got to talk about the game.
Yes,
Big game
we should.
tonight, Tottenham against West Ham. Ledley, we'll start with you. Spurs are absolutely flying at minute one. Their last 9 Premier League games in a row. In contrary, West Ham won only 1 of their last 11 games. Is form a big thing in a game like this, or does that all go out the window when it's a London derby?
I'd say it does go out the window a little bit to a certain degree, but you know, I just feel Tottenham are playing so well at the moment that you know, I can't see anything else other than.
I just clocked Tom's face when you said that. We'll come to Tom in a minute. We've got to talk about Harry Kane. Now, you can't talk about Spurs without talking about Harry Kane. Great stat this. He's got the best minutes per goal ratio of any player in Premier League history in London derbies. I mean, look at beating the likes of Thierry Henry, Jimmy Floyd, Hasselbank. Now, he was coming through the ranks at Tottenham when you were captain at the club. What was he like at that stage? And did you have any idea he'd go on to become this good?
Not. I'd probably be lying if I said this good.
Yeah.
You know, I think that he's always been a goal scorer. At every level he's played at, he scored goals. But you know, I think he surprised everyone with his fitness levels.
Yeah.
You know, he's how he grew and become so strong. Seemed to get quicker. You know, the goals have always been there. So it was the rest of his game that we wasn't quite sure about at the time. But you know, he's excelled.
Yeah, and he said to Thierry Henry in an interview with Sky Sports that he thinks he can go on to beat Alan Shearer's record. Kane currently has 70, Shearer 260-odd Premier League goals. Can he beat Alan Shearer's record, do you think?
Well, if he says he can, then you know, it's great to hear. It's great to hear someone say that they can. You know, too often people beat around the bush about things, but you know, he's confident that if he can play enough games and stay fit, then he can break the record, which is great.
Tom, I don't want to bring your mood down anymore. However, Andy Carroll is going to be a late shout in terms of his fitness. West Ham quite short on strikers at the moment, so how much is that going to affect your team?
Well, I think he's about the only threat we've got. I think Kaleri going up front, I might as well go out there and get my boots on myself. To be honest with you.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a problem, and it was a problem at the beginning of the season for us scoring goals. And I think I'd like to have seen Ashley Fletcher get a run in the team.
Yeah.
As a young, you know, just looking at what they're doing at Tottenham with players like Kane, it would have been great to have blooded a youngster and given him sort of 10, 12 games when you haven't got Carroll, when you haven't got a sort of first-team player, and get a youngster through, because, you know, it's what West Ham are known for. But instead we've just played a load of old tripe and brought a load of old journeymen like Zazar and AU, and it's been pretty downward spiral. I'm trying to talk about this without swearing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not been a great season. There's been times where I've literally wanted to go home and punch myself in the face. In a stadium I hate, watching a team that I've got no passion for at the moment. It's been pretty low.
Okay.
Well, I'm terribly sorry to bring this to your attention as well, but you are teetering above the relegation zone. Mathematically, you're not safe. No, I mean, and there are rumours, aren't they, that Bilic, if he doesn't win the next 2 games or doesn't get a result in the next 2 games, he might be out. What are your thoughts on Bilic?
I like Slaven, and I genuinely do. I think I'd love him to succeed. I think it's a ridiculous thing to say when, you know, I think we don't want to be Guy coming on TV saying we're safe and then we go down. But I think we're safe, and it seems ridiculous to turn around for his confidence and say, right, well, you've got to beat Tottenham with no striker. I just think there's so many layers of why things aren't working at this club, and that's, you know, the Payet situation. It all feels a bit stilted, and there's stuff I think the fans don't know. I mean, you blame the moving to the new stadium, and you guys are going to have that next year with Wembley. You can blame that to an extent. But, you know, there's a lot going on behind closed doors, and why we didn't sign a striker or a right back. It's been a tough season, I've got to say.
Speaking of strikers, linked with Defoe. Defoe's been linked with a lot of clubs. One of your old teammates there. Can you see him going to West Ham next season?
I know he really enjoyed his time at West Ham. Obviously, he left to come to Tottenham. I'm not sure how the fans have taken to him since he's been back. You know?
I mean, he's not got the greatest reputation at West Ham, if I'm honest. And also, it's a weird move.
Why though?
I just think because he handed his transfer request in, I think the day we went down was a bit of a kick in the teeth. And, you know, and to be honest with you, I think he's known as a Spurs. It's like us being with John Terry, and as great a player as John Terry is, and as a brilliant centre-back he is, he's a Chelsea legend. And I don't think us as a club moving forward, it's a great sign to be signing a 34-year-old striker. And I just don't think it's a move forward for us. And I think we should be buying. We should look at Everton or Tottenham or Southampton. They're buying young players. They're investing in youth, and that's the way forward. Because where'd you sell on for Jermaine Defoe? Where's what are you aspiring to as a football club with signing him?
There will be plenty of takers, though. I think.
And good luck to him, because, you know, he's a great goal scorer. But I think if we come out of the sort of transfer window next year and all we've signed is Jermaine Defoe, I think I don't think it'll be great for Slaven Bilic or the board.
Wise words. Wise words there. Right, boys, we're going to be catching up with you again later on in the show. Now, first of all, if you use Snapchat, you probably know this man. If you don't, let us introduce you to Steve-O the Madman. These are the highs and lows, you might enjoy this, of being a West Ham fan.
What's going on, people? Steve-O the Madman here. Yeah. When?
Just now.
No, a bit earlier.
You could at least spray.
Babe, we'll do a video. What's going on, people? Steve-O the Madman here. I wanted to give you a little insight on what it's like being a West Ham fan. I'll be the first to admit it has its ups and a lot of downs. But the ups are really, really good ups. Like last season, we tucked in Arsenal away. You know what I mean? Little Reece Oxford had Mesut Ozil in his pocket. Probably still got him in his pocket because he ain't turned up this season. That is better. How can I talk about my club and not wear the flipping colours? Come on, West Ham. The fact of the matter is, West Ham, we are the underdogs. Yeah. So when we go against these bigger teams, home or away, always expected to lose. So when we do win, there's no better feeling. Like when you get a player like Payet, and you know he should be playing for a Barcelona or a Madrid, but he's gracing the turf of Upton Park. Come on. But we all know the love affair with Payet ended sour. This one little girl Casey. Die hard. Hey! It's another reason I love supporting West Ham. Family club. My kids support West Ham. Where's your shirt?
I support West Ham.
I don't think she gets it. You support West Ham because your daddy supports West Ham.
No, they're rubbish.
So,
Also to support West Ham.
I can do what the hell I like after spending all that money on shirts, mate. This is the problem with supporting a smaller club like West Ham. Your kids can't see the benefit of supporting a family club. They want to support Arsenal and the bigger teams. This is why I wanted a boy. Because a boy does what his dad does. If I tell him to support West Ham, he's going to support West Ham.
You alright, Steve-O?
What's going on, boys? As you can see, there's no loyalty in football. So when I see someone supporting a smaller team like West Ham, it lets me know they're a proper supporter. It's easy to support your team when they're winning every week. You try and support them when they're not. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need back support when your back's working fine. You need back support when your back needs support. In my head, that made so much sense. But, up the West Ham till I die. There's no better feeling than supporting West Ham, mate. I tell you.
Thank you very much, Steve-O. Who knew there were highs as well as lows to be a West Ham fan? I didn't know that. Right now, it is time for the Barstool Challenge. Look at the reaction, they're loving it, aren't you? Right, the rules are simple. Each guest will have one attempt and one attempt only to do as many keepy-ups as possible while sat on the Barstool. Now, over the course of the season, Trevor Sinclair was leading with 20. When we were last in this very pub, Jimmy Bullard attempted to beat 20. He did this. First question, do you think you can beat ex-England international Trevor Sinclair's 20?
Yes, and it won't be the first time.
OK, Jimmy...
Do you want to do with the lights off or on?
Probably... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 17, 18, 19. Oh! 19! So, yeah. Jimmy missed it by 1, meaning Trevor Sinclair was top of the leaderboard for months with 20, until his ex-Man City teammate Danny Mills did this last week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. As you can see from our leaderboard over there, Danny Mills is in the lead with 23. Laura, who should we let go first?
Well, no pressure, Tom. You can be inspired by that performance.
Yeah, I'm massively inspired. Weirdly, I think that this is going to suggest how the game might go later.
You're doing it for West Ham, Tom?
Yeah. I wouldn't be putting too much hope on me in this.
Now, Tom is going to be using his right foot for this. Incidentally, broke his right ankle playing ping pong once.
Yeah, it was on a film set against Cillian Murphy.
Can't wait to see this.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
No. But,
ready as you let
Right, count them in.
Go. Yeah.
1, 2, that's it!
What do you mean? You don't get a practice go.
You don't get a practice go. That is
What was the throw? I was too relaxed.
Well, he's going to have another one. He's going to have another one.
He was chilled out. I thought he was going to get my toe.
He doesn't even mind.
I'm falling a bit.
How did you catch it? Right. You have to be one now, Tom.
Yeah, I know I do. I'd have actually taken the one and gone under the point.
Here we go. 1, 2.
I'm happy with 2. I've beaten my best score of 1.
Right, Ledley. 2 to beat Tom.
No pressure, Led.
23 to win. In your own time.
Or 2 to beat Led for the game today, mate. Good luck.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. But you absolutely smashed it. New winner of the leaderboard with 31. It's Ledley King!
Very, very intense. Now, earlier on in the show, we asked you who we thought would win the league, Chelsea or Spurs, on our Twitter poll. And I can tell you now, you guys think Chelsea with 65% of the vote. Interesting. So we'll see what Spurs can do tonight to keep on that title chase. Now, make sure you join us because we're back on air at 10:30. That's on Sky Sports 1, on Soccer AM's Facebook, YouTube page, and Sky Sports website and apps with these guys and much more. See you then. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Enjoy Sky Sports Live. On all screens, on the go, and the best bits on demand.